What's up, guys? Alpine Gremlin again here with some more World of Tanks. Today this is a really close game that I had in the Lorraine 40t, the new French premium tank, premium medium tank. And this tank was gifted to me by a good buddy of mine, and I'm really grateful because this thing absolutely prints credits. It's a very, very good tank, and it's good because it's perfect for training my crews, since I've obviously been going down the French medium line. So we're in a top tier game here on Redshire now. I really like Redshire. I used to hate it. For any of you who have been playing basically since before 8.0, I mean, I know that was many years ago, but for any of you that have been playing this game for that long, since like 2011, you know, Redshire was awful in my opinion. It used to be such a campy map. It kind of is a little bit, but there's different. You know, people are really much more suited to playing the middle these days because of the way they've changed it. You got the heavies that can go here. In my tanks, I usually like to go here to the castle. Now, the reason I like to go here is because A, it helps shut down people on the 1-2 line trying to get shots on your guys on the hill, and additionally, you can get shots on what your team is spotting. Now, so you're going to notice that I'm going to swap between scoping out the area over here, and you can see it's a good thing I did, because there's an FCM 50-ton that is currently coming down this flank. So that's not good, but I do have a Scorpion with me. He's less likely to rush me if I have support. There's an Easy 8 with that FCM as well. Now you notice there's only 2 rounds. There's only 4 rounds in the Lorraine 40t's magazine, so I'm going to use the remaining 2 to pick up the kill on this Hellcat. But so yeah, with my setup, I've got like a 32-second reload on the magazine. You only get 4 rounds, so your clip size is kind of limited. You're not going to be able to fully kill a tank with 1 clip. So that's something you need to watch out for. Unlike the Batshot 25 AP, which my last video was on, a lot of things you're not going to be able to clip out because of the reduced amount of shells in your magazine. That is one thing you have to consider. You have to really pay attention to the health of enemy tanks. And the FCM 50-ton decided to rush me, but he obviously wasn't aware that I had plenty of support with me. So we managed to pick up some good damage on him. He goes down, and I dump the last round into the Challenger. Now, the Lorraine has a really good gun, really high velocity, 100 mil. It's pretty damn accurate. It's not, I wouldn't call it really a sniper vehicle, but it definitely is better at long range than, say, the Batshot. So that is definitely something to consider. And the APCR rounds, you notice I carry a couple magazines of that, even though you don't really need it. I mean, for a tier 8 medium, I mean, this thing's got really good penetration, 268 on the standard. I mean, 263 on the standard. I actually, you know what, that's interesting. I just noticed as I pick up the kill on those 2 tier 6 medium tanks, because they clearly were here alone. So now we have control of the 1-2 line, but I just wanted to say, it looks like there really isn't any difference in penetration, at least according to my... No, my bad. 232 pen on the standard rounds, 263 on the armor-piercing composite rigid, that's really good. I mean, for a tier 8 medium, 232 is very, very good penetration. The T54 certainly wishes it had that penetration on the standard rounds, and that's tier 9. Anyway, we've got complete control of the castle here. Unfortunately, our Scorpion goes out and gets tagged, notice, by an IKB-65 too. Notice now, that's going to be important, because that guy is going to give me some trouble later on. But so, and while the castle is good for getting flanking shots, it's not so good to push it unless you've got support on this hill spotting people. Unfortunately, we have a lot of TDs that are not really keen on pushing up, so that Thunderbolt, unfortunately, is going to be stuck there. So I decided to come over here because I noticed we've lost the heavy flank, and see if I can get any shots on the IS and the T29 while they come into our base. Our VK3601H is AFK, but he can still be used to spot the cap. You can see the Challenger came up behind us here, and he is in danger. He's threatening our TDs, spotting them. I get splashed and stunned, but the Hummel wasn't even aiming for me. That was splashed because he shot at the Hellcat, I believe. Now notice here now, this Thunderbolt is getting pushed by the T-28 and the Hellcat. Now he really should be falling back right now. Honestly, I would be, if I were him, I would be falling back either here to get shots, possibly. He could possibly escape through here and take up a position here. Either way, to engaging a T-28 in these confines here is not a good idea. There's a lot of places where the T-28 can stop you from flanking him, and he's got a Hellcat as support. So that is not good, because now he just got shot by the T-28, and so now these guys have retaken control of the castle, which means that we are now going to be in danger of getting shot in the side. I did take some unnecessary damage when I went to go clip those two tier 6 mediums, and then I took additional 100 HP of damage from the Arty that wasn't even shooting at me, so now I'm down to a little bit less than, I'm down to about half health or so. Now, that is one of the drawbacks of the Lorraine 40t, is its low health pool. So you really got to be careful with your hit points, and you got to conserve them as much as possible. Using, again, the good gun to pick up the kill on the IS. Looking for a shot on the T-29, but I see an IKV-65-2. He must have spotted me. I bounced my first shot, completely missed my second. I don't know what I was thinking with that shot, but now I'm reloading. And the T-28 took a shot at me and missed. The Hellcat's there with him, so really the only thing I can do right now is try and get behind this rock and get in cover from him. This is bad. We're surrounded pretty much on 3 sides at this point. We've got the STRV over on the hill that can get shots on us if we crest to get the IKV-65 spotting our IKV, and we've got these 2 guys here. We do have a Thunderbolt on the K-line though he is only a tier 6 medium. Now the Hellcat actually doesn't spot me there, thanks to my good crew relative to his, and the tree that was actually giving some concealment. But the Thunderbolt manages to pick up the kill on the Hellcat, but now I'm alone in the middle because our Hellcat just got taken out by the T-28. Now you can see I need to get away from this position now. My first thought was I can't stay here. That T-28 is going to pin me down. The IKV-65 is going to just pick up the kill on me. He's going to come up and rush me, and I'm going to get completely railed by whatever's left on their team, as well as artillery. In retrospect, I probably could have stayed. I might have been able to, retreat down the hill here, and because I do have a Roomba support as well as a Thunderbolt. So in retrospect, I might have been able to fall back here, and provided spots, but I didn't want to risk getting completely rushed. Remember, we don't know what that STRV is up to, so instead, I'm going to try and get to a position where I'm going to be able to get shots on that center hill there. All I knew at this point, though, was I needed to get out of there as quickly as possible. Now, remember, you want to, you see all these videos on YouTube about, you see all these videos on YouTube about people having these huge carry games. A lot of that is down to luck. In reality, most games are won when your team is still alive, because you're spreading out the damage amongst yourselves. You're splitting the attention of the enemy team. So you should be making your moves while you still have teammates still left in the fight. That's why I am now scrambling to get stuff done here. Now the STRV does manage to spot me there, and I managed to put one into him. The Thunderbolt now puts one into him, but the Thunderbolt gets killed by the Hummel. I take a blind shot. STRV still moving through the buildings there. All I know is that I can't stay here, because look at that, I just got tagged by the AKV, who is still on the center hill. Now what I'm doing is kind of predictable, but there's really only one way for me to go that's going to prevent me from getting shot by the IKV-65. And that is just going right at this STRV, keeping the buildings between me and the hill that the IKV is on, going in on this to STRV. Now I overmatched the STRV's armor, so really I'm going to be able to pen him from any direction. He does pull off a snapshot because, Swedish tank destroyer. However, luckily he does not. He rolls about average, and I am left on 11 HP. So now we're in trouble because both me and the RHM were the only two left. We are both one shot, and we are both have no armor to bounce shots. So this is now tricky. Those two guys, to my knowledge, are both very healthy. The IKB-65-2 has full health, last I saw him, and the T-28 has close to full health. Now, that was fortunate that their Hummel decided to go full retard and try and shotgun the RHM, I guess. So now we don't have to worry about the artillery. However, unfortunately, we're split up. Now that Roomba, you can see now on the map, that IKB-65-2 has now spotted that, these guys have spotted each other. Now the Roomba, pretty solid player at this, from how he's performed so far. He probably has put himself between cover, so the T-28 really isn't going to be able to get shots on him. So, but he's probably looking that way, so this is my opportunity to try and pick up the kill on this T-28. Now, I don't know exactly where he is on the hill, and I definitely could have taken this approach much better. But I was fortunate enough, because the T-28 is slow, I spot him. I ended up getting a shot into his ass here, but you can see he's coming around now. I cannot stay out in the open. I cannot stay out in this position. Now, this has done two things. Unfortunately, now it's an individual 1 versus 1 fight. I probably should have stuck with that Roomba. But that's also not, necessarily true, because the T-28 might have been able to pick up the kill on me. If I had gone out to kill that IKV, the T-28 was, obviously you could see he was on Overwatch for the Roomba, probably waiting for me. So we've split the attention of both teams, of the enemy team. But now it's, an individual 1 versus 1 engagement between 2 players on each team. Now, I need to count on this Roomba, who is on like 32 health or something, or less, to kill this full health IKB-65-2. Now he can do that with his, he's got a 120, if he rolls, I think if he rolls high, I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly what gun this Roomba was using. But, so now, I gotta count on this Roomba to kill this guy, while I bait this T-28 away from his Overwatch position. Now, you'll notice I'm putting the building in between me and the T-28, and like that, the Roomba does pick up the kill on the IKB-65, but that T-28 is still in hot pursuit. Now, I've just lost the spot, so I was kind of feigning to the T-28 that I was going to go this way, to the right here. This is, again, a classic tactic that you really should get in the habit of. Remember, when you get spotted, if you and an enemy vehicle spot each other at the same time and you both lose line of sight with one another, there is a 5-second delay between the time when you stop spotting them and the time when they go dark. As soon as if you know that he does not have line of sight on you, then you know that as soon as he goes dark, you're dark for him as well. This is when you need to make your moves to kind of throw them off. So I made the move like I was going to be going this way, but in reality I'm going to be cutting left here. Now I know I have enough damage potential in my magazine to kill this guy. So I don't choose to go for the reload. I choose to keep the 3 rounds that I currently have loaded in the magazine. So the T-28, I spot him. Now, he does not spot me. Sixth Sense hasn't gone off yet. So instead of taking the shot now and exposing my position, A, I'm going to wait for the Roomba to get up, and B, I'm going to get into an even better position where I have some serious cover. You can see this position here is has much better cover than the position I was in the middle of that open field. So I double bush up. That was a blind shot, but I know for a fact that probably went in. Now, if that hit him, that means I need to move, because even though we didn't spot each other, that's going to tell him that I am on his left side. So he is probably going to be orienting himself towards this cap circle. If he knows how to, place the incoming damage marker with his reticle, he's going to know exactly where that shot came from. But I know that, and so I am not there anymore. Instead, I'm going to be going back up onto the hill, because this is going to give me height advantage on him, and there's some good bush cover up there as well. Now, I know one of those shots definitely hit, based on what I could see in the dispersion, but that doesn't matter because I'm just waiting for my Roomba. We've finally been able to, you know, reconvene with each other here. And so, you can see now I'm trying to peek this corner. You can see I peek out and then immediately pull back because, again, I don't want to wait for 6th Sense to tell me that I'm spotted, especially with this kind of low HP. I want to wait until, you know, I peek and then I pull back because remember there's a 3-second delay on 6th Sense, and so it's too late if it's already told you. If you haven't moved already, you could have already been shot for about 3 seconds. So I back up and I back up off the cover because I think he's there, but this is rather anticlimactic. He's AFK, probably kind of raged after I shot him in the side, and I'm able to pick up the kill. So we managed to score around, I think, 4,700 damage in that game, because remember we did hit the blind shot on that guy. Managed to pick up 6 kills for a high caliber and a top gun now. Again, I think the best way for me to get, you know, higher quality videos up is to just upload them directly from my recorder. So I'm not going to be able to edit it. I have really shitty video editing software. And so instead I'm just going to upload this to Watt Replays, and if you guys want to look at the after battle stats, then feel free to do so. I'll leave it in the description. Anyway, guys, oh yeah, I did manage to pick up my 2nd mark of excellence on the Lorraine 40t as well, so that's exciting. I really like this tank, even though it has, you know, it has a little bit of a limited clip potential, but that's okay. It makes absolutely crazy credits, and it is a premium, so, you know, it's got to have some kind of weakness, right? The only other negative thing about it, I would say, is its height. Ordinarily, tanks with no armor, are kind of low to the ground, so it's kind of easy to avoid taking damage, but the Lorraine is quite a building, so that is a thing you really have to watch out for. And you could see I did get tagged quite a few times because of the sheer height of this thing. But overall, great premium tank, really good damage potential, which means good credit potential. I didn't actually buy this myself, but I did pick up an STR VS1, which I don't like. It's not my playstyle, so I guess it kind of equals itself out. But I would definitely say that if you're in the market for a premium tank and you like French autoloaders, this is definitely something you would want to pick up. When they put it on sale again, I believe they took it off the store for now. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, as always.